It is Monday, April the 4th, 2022. I am James. You are you. We are here for the 359th episode of At Home with James. It's not often I check in on which episode we are at, but earlier on today as I was uploading episodes to our YouTube page, that's right, we do have a YouTube page. This is, as far as I can recall, the first time I have ever mentioned it on air. Do we have it to get the episodes out there into the ether? Not as far as I'm concerned. We put them onto YouTube so we can bank them to save all of the cherished moments and great memories throughout 359 episodes of what? Of course, the show that won't go away. I am very excited to have you here. We were not here on Friday, as has become tradition around these parts. And by these parts, I mean twitch.tv/athome with James. Although last time we were here was Wednesday when, look, we have to talk and acknowledge something very, very heartfelt and in some ways heartbreaking that happened. We said goodbye to the one and only Andy Asaf, who has officially retired as one of the show's technical directors. From me to Andy, once again, I say thank you. I don't want to speak on behalf of the audience, but I think that we are certainly going to miss his technical stylings and, dare I say, that mustache that truly captured the imagination. He'd get on screen, people would see that bushy caterpillar across his top lip. Some might think, hey, I wonder how long it took him to grow that. Others might say, hey, I wonder what it smells like. And some might say, hey, wouldn't mind sitting on that thing. So from me to Andy, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. But then after the gratitude started to wear off, I started to get concerned. What are we going to do? What does this mean for the show? We're already down to 2 nights a week. What next? 1 night a week as Andy's not here. I've got it covered. But then even though I got that covered, I started worrying, well, if Andy leaves, well, who's next? Is it going to be Dave? Or is it going to be Dimitri? Or could it be me? So then, as I sat in my shower, that's right, I sit when I take showers like an old timer on one of those little benches because they're afraid of slipping, falling, and not getting up. I conceived of something that is a surefire method to reinvigorate the at-home universe to ensure that no one would dare leave for greener pastures. Tonight, we are going to have the first ever team building night on At Home. We're going to come together and really figure out what it means to get to know each other, what it means to have fun with each other, and motivate everyone that has become part of the at-home family. Because, of course, it would be easy to just say they're contributors and they're guests, and they come on here and they talk about this and that and their knickknacks and their doodads. But tonight, we're really going to get to know each other to really put some energy, a gust of wind back into the sails. And what I've done is taken the liberty to invite 3 pillars of the at-home universe. So without any further ado, let's welcome them to the program. Open the gates. Here come tonight's team building guests, luminaries as they might be. Let's begin. Marilyn, thank you so much for being here and joining our team building night.
Well, thank you for having me. I love that kind of stuff, so I'm all in.
There we go. So I can already feel that it's working. You're all in. That's fantastic. Racquel, welcome back. You were one of the 3 people on tonight's panel who is currently dealing from the coronavirus. How are you feeling?
Yeah, baby. I'm feeling great. This is the first time I've had energy in a full week. Things are looking up.
And this
was
is
I
exciting.
on that whole time?
What's that
Marilyn,
now?
was I on that whole time that Marilyn was speaking?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You're all on right now.
Nice. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. I'm always on, baby. Okay, but I'm good. How are you feeling?
Great. I feel okay outside of dulled taste buds. I feel otherwise fine. Racquel, you're part of a very elite club. You're part of the 2-timers club. This is the second time you've caught the 19.
Yeah, COVID is pretty into me this year. No, when did I have it the other time? The beginning.
2020.
Yep. I just had to go back.
Well, it's so good that you're back on the show. I do want to thank you again for being part of tonight's team building night.
Oh, thank you for having me. I wasn't going to be doing anything else, so I thought, why not hang with my pals?
Well, and this is why you're a part of the show, because unlike Andy, you don't have anything better to do.
Okay,
Dave,
I have to hold on.
Well,
Rude.
look. I see. This is me. This is why we're team building tonight, right? I have to put I got to settle my tea kettle, as people's mothers like to say. Dave, let's go to you.
Hey.
Breaking news: you're also suffering from the 19. How are you feeling? You took a big shot of weed oil before the show.
Wow, James. I'm feeling fine. Firstly, I'd like
Because
to
you're high.
thank you for outing me. No one knew I had COVID.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm sorry for outing you. I thought that
I was keeping it a secret because of how society looks at you when they find out you have COVID.
This is fair. You know what? Again, this is why I'm not saying that everyone else needs a team build. I'm putting myself out there too. Frankly, maybe nobody needs it more than I do. I should respect your privacy.
Thank you. I hope I don't get any blowback
from having COVID.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let's check in. Marilyn, you're the only person here tonight not currently suffering from coronavirus. Do you feel any type of blowback towards Dave or anyone here tonight?
No, I don't. I actually don't know what that means, blowback.
Well, Dave, would you now, again, as part of a team building, I think it's important for us to, be open with our explanations. Dave, would you like to explain it? Because I don't want to step on your toes. That'd be wrong of me.
Well, look, I'm a very open person. I would never give anybody COVID blowback. But, a lot of people, they find out you got COVID. They think, oh, you weren't taking enough precautions. You were out there in the world. You didn't have your mask on. And, you can get COVID with your mask on.
Oh, yeah. I think nowadays, it's just a matter of time for me, I really think. For everybody, really, at this point.
Well, Marilyn, I'm gonna knock on wood, but Dave, I have to acknowledge something. You weren't wearing your mask. You were at multiple parties on your trip to San Francisco, right?
James, what are you doing to me, man?
Wow.
You're right. I did it again. You're right.
What are you doing?
You're right. I did it again.
Aren't you two supposed to be pals? What's wrong with you?
Look, maybe this whole night that I've conceived is me projecting onto everyone, right? Like Dave is speaking a lot of truth. Racquel, you're speaking truth. Marilyn, you've been nothing but kind so far tonight. So maybe Andy leaving is a reflection of me. Next thing you know, I reveal one of Andy's, venereal diseases.
Oh my God.
James, look, we all have secrets. Maybe even you have a secret.
Yeah, I think that maybe some of these secrets might be revealed tonight. And you know what? If someone were to reveal one of my secrets on this show, I would deserve it, but also hate it.
I've never wanted to learn a secret so bad in my life.
Well, you know what? Who knows, right? Who knows what's going to happen? But I guess I looked at the whole thing. I came out and I really wanted to be brave and say that if I could catch COVID-19, it could happen to any of us, right? And I think, Marilyn, for starters, you've got a very mature take. You're saying it could come for me at any moment. I hope that's not the case, though.
Yeah, well, thank you. But yeah, at this point, I'm definitely, I would not give anybody blowback at this day and age now where we're at now.
There's also no shame in not having COVID either.
Oh, yeah, well.
Don't feel like you need to be one of us popular kids.
Yeah, well, Marilyn, if you do want to catch COVID, you just got to go to a party with Dave. Now, I'm curious to know, before we get into tonight's team building exercises and questions, has anyone here been part of a team building event before? Marilyn, let's start with you.
Definitely. I'm trying to think if they were organized as such, or they've been prequels to a Christmas party or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're all gonna go axe throwing before the Christmas party, or we're gonna go to a maze room. Okay, so maybe unofficially, and then Dave, let's go to you. Any team building events that you've been a part of?
I think a company Christmas party is sort of a team building event because that's you get to know your colleagues. You're in a more relaxed atmosphere. Maybe you're having a couple of cups of wine.
You only had a couple?
James, what are you doing to me, man?
Racquel, let's go to you. Have you ever participated in a team building event?
I thought you were going to ask me if I've ever had a couple cups of wine. Just get into me for no reason.
Well, no, Racquel, I could never.
Thank you. That's so kind. I've done so many team building things. My God. Yeah. And the first one I remember was in elementary school for because I grew up in Catholic. Oh, I don't know why I did that. It was Catholic, but I'm not anymore.
Okay.
But
Classic.
right. I remember doing one there. We had like this big event because we had to get our confirmation. It's a sacrament. I don't really know what it is anymore, but they made us do this big team building thing where you had to close your eyes and walk through a maze of everybody screaming your name, but only one person, you had to follow one person. And they equated that to being like, that's what it's like to listen to God and following Jesus. It was
Okay, so Racquel,
fucking
it sounds like you were
crazy.
part of some type of cult event.
Yeah, man.
I was part of a
Catholicism.
cult event too.
What was yours?
I went to summer camp and we had to do this sort of we all had to wear blindfolds on and we were in the woods. And then in the middle of the woods, the chief of camp, called him the chief, probably appropriation at this point, but back then you'd call him the chief, and he would bang on a drum. And with your blindfold on, you had to go through the woods barefoot, only wearing your bathing suit, and you had to find the drummer.
Yeah, this sounds horrifying.
It was crazy.
Dangerous.
This explains why you're
traumatizing.
drinking more than a couple glasses of wine and taking copious amounts of weed oil at night.
I don't do that.
Sounds like you're trying to wash away past trauma.
I don't do that. What you just mentioned?
Marilyn, let's
It's
go
not
to
what I'm
you.
about.
I feel it's the only have you ever been a part of anything that, upon reflection, felt like a cult ritual? And we're not going to count a warm up at an improv show.
I was just
Okay.
thinking like Zip Zap Zop and Zoom are pretty team building and culty, but sorry, Marilyn, I don't mean to take. I anytime I can shit on improv, let's do it. You know what I mean? Sorry. Ooh.
This is why we're team building, right? This is why we're
Yes.
team building.
I'm recalling some initiations. Like I played sports, like league sports. There's been some pretty wacky initiations. Even like in university, I had an initiation, like frosh type thing. So that was pretty culty and crazy, I think.
Okay, see, this is good. We're getting our truths out there, and I think it's important to speak the truth because what we're going to be doing tonight is there's a variety of questions. They vary in terms of topics or what we might say, for lack of a better term, difficulty. We're going to get things started with our first round of questions. We're going to get to know each other a little bit more, right? We all spoke some truth there. We're going to continue to get to know each other. Are we ready for our first question in terms of getting to know each other? These are basic getting to know.
I just want to say you didn't share anything yet.
Yeah,
Right.
James.
Marilyn, you're right. You're absolutely right. Now, the question was, have we ever participated in anything that is cult-based or related as such? Well, look, here's the thing. When it comes to team building, I have facilitated a number of team building events using improv to amplify ways in which we can become better collaborators in the workplace or in our academic lives. So this is one of those ways, right? So when we want to talk about
you've been the leader.
This is exactly what I was about to say. When it comes to cult-like or ritualistic behavior, I have been the leader in many instances, right? Look, I was part of a team that led programming at an improv theater. Frankly, I was the cult leader, right? I've been you walk into a room and everyone's like, "Oh, look, it's James. I got to schmooze with James," right? So, but I think I recovered in a lot of ways because I rejected a lot of that attention. Dave, what would you know me quite well? Would you say I reject a lot of that type of attention that one might associate with a leader of a cult?
It's tough to say.
All right, well, just think about it and speak your truth.
Okay, no.
You think that I don't reject what comes along with being a cult leader?
Yeah, I think you have your little, you have a show dedicated to yourself where you surround yourself with your disciples. Oh. I mean, come on.
Wait, so you're saying that this show is taken on a cult-like?
Yeah. You're outing everyone's, this is what cults do. They find out people's secrets, and then if they go against the cult, they out the secrets to the world.
Oh my God.
Well, hold on.
James, have you been grooming us this entire time? Are we your disciples? I feel like shit.
Look, I think if anyone here is
Hey,
most
Raquel,
likely to
has James ever asked you like a sexual question?
Like all the time.
hold on, Dave. You've asked
Like all
multiple
the
people
time.
sexual questions on this show.
It's not my show.
It's not a show.
Marilyn, what do you think? Right?
Oh, at this point, I don't know. I'm confused.
That's
I hope we
classic
get to know
cult.
more about you to like.
Yeah, you make people confused, throw them off, so they don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's
But you're
moral,
saying I'm
what's not.
gaslighting people on this show?
Seems
Yes.
like it.
Okay, well, look, this is about team building. And like we said, we're here to speak our truths. Marilyn, she confronted me. She said, James, you're the only person who did not reveal anything, which tends to be, look, and I'll admit it right now, I avoid a lot of the questions that come up, whether it's the random question generator, the wheel of topics, the discussion starter generator. Marilyn, I want to thank you for confronting me.
Okay, so you will be answering some of these questions tonight. Is the
Yeah,
plan.
and Marilyn, I'm going to do something here, and I'm going to put it to a vote because we want to be diplomatic here. I would like to nominate Marilyn as tonight's accountability officer.
100%. Done. Yes.
I agree
Dave?
with that choice.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Marilyn, on just under your shoulder, you've got a little sun. I'm going to look at that almost like a badge. You are tonight's accountability officer at tonight's team building event, which is begun, with a lot of controversy so far. Yes, Raquel.
I have a question.
Mhm.
What are mine and Dave's positions in this team?
That's true.
What is our title?
Well, I think, and I'm going to put this to a vote as well. This one that Marilyn got, she found it in a very organic way. I think maybe we'll find our roles organically.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, let's go to our first team building exercise. This is the basic getting to know you questions. I think this is really, really nice. We're going to switch gear to something a little bit more fun. It's a basic getting to know you question. Spring has just started, but summer's on the way. Everyone, what's your favorite summer activity? And we don't have to be shy. We can, speak our truths, right? If it's skinny dipping, Raquel, you feel free to admit it.
What the heck? Are you slut shaming me? The show's not even 5 minutes in, unless it is, and my
It's
timing is off.
Way longer than 5 minutes in.
Shit.
Yeah, we're close to 20 minutes in, right? We serve
Oh,
it.
no.
No, I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with skinny dipping. I think that I associate skinny dipping with people that are fun, uninhibited. And Raquel, I think that you're really, you believe in yourself.
Thank you.
You to me seem like someone who doesn't question themselves a lot. And I thought you'd be the person who might have fun doing that.
And also,
Yeah.
you should just call it dipping.
Yeah. I love that, Dave.
Now, why is that,
Dave's
Dave?
like
Well,
the woke person
wanna,
in our group.
I don't want to, shame anybody for whatever any body type can jump in a lake naked.
Okay, so why don't we just call it body dipping?
Now that.
Or dipping for short.
Yeah, dipping for short.
Dipping.
Okay, so favorite summer activity. Does anyone want to begin?
I got one.
All right.
Dipping.
Okay, so Dave, you like skinny dipping.
No. I don't like that word.
Okay, so hold on. Have you ever gone dipping? Which, for people who don't know, was at times known as skinny dipping, but it includes jumping into a body of water naked.
I've done it a few times. Back at this camp that I was talking about before.
Yeah,
We
well, it
did a
makes
little-
sense that dipping would happen at that camp based on the story about the camp leader making everyone run through the woods with a blindfold and just their sopping wet bathing suit to the sound of drums.
Whoa, no one said anything about sopping wet.
Well, it's a bathing suit. You feel like it would be implied, right?
No.
Yeah, I guess technically based on what you're saying, no one was wearing the bathing suits in the water.
Exactly. Because they were dipping.
All right, so Dave, would you say that you've enjoyed swimming naked? Would
And
you still
this
do it?
other thing we used to do this summer camp is we used to go on canoe trips. And on these canoe trips, sometimes you dip there.
All right.
5
Would you
days in
still-
the woods.
Would you still dip though?
Right now?
Sure.
In a situation, though, it was appropriate to dip, sure.
All right. Well, so we're going to unpack that in a little bit. Marilyn, what about you?
Dipping's also
favorite
slang
summer-
for chewing tobacco.
Sure, I'm aware.
Oh.
Marilyn, favorite summer activity?
Having a nap outside.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay. Now on a blanket, in a hammock, on a maybe like a Muskoka chair,
All of the above.
a nap.
Mostly-
That does sound nice.
Yeah. Mostly on a blanket in a park. Like, I mean, but I do have a hammock, so I should learn to use it.
Now, in the name of speaking our truths, I want to reveal something to the group here. Now, this probably won't come as any surprise. I have never dipped, as Dave put it, in my life, but this is the real truth I want to get off my chest. I've never been in a hammock in my life.
What? James, you would love it.
I think I would.
Oh my God. You would. When I think hammock, I didn't know this before, but when I think hammock, I think James. I'm not
I feel like
joking.
they would seem like they go hand in hand.
You know, I have a hammock.
What's that?
Oh.
I've got a hammock. My parents went to Mexico. They brought me back a giant hammock that was made in a Mexican prison.
All right. Raquel, favorite summer activity?
My favorite summer activity is burning to a crisp on a beach. I love feeling my skin get tanned and burnt. I know it's weird, but I love, like, I'll follow the sun too. I don't know if that does anything, but I really like to just sizzle. I want it to, I want my shoulder, like my shoulder and my upper back to like burn. I want it to be a little red and toasty.
Okay, so you
That's
really
my
kind of
favorite.
embrace summer for what it is, which includes the aesthetic of having some crispy skin.
Yeah.
Have you?
Okay,
do you have? Sorry. Do you have one of those? You know those things?
Metal. Yeah, metal reflector.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, no. However, I'm considering getting one because apparently in Toronto during the summer it gets very hot, and I feel like that would really do the trick. So, no, but I'd love one.
Okay, well, I want to jump on to what Dave mentioned, right? So Dave often is the, I would say, the gatekeeper of maybe, you know, I want to say adult subject matter on the show. You know, sometimes Dave, he's got that mischievous smile, but as we know, Dave, you've hosted a variety of episodes of the show which are very sexually charged.
Well, no, they're. It's like anatomy questions.
Dave, you brought up dipping. I'm curious to know, Marilyn.
I didn't bring
Raquel,
it up.
You're right. I brought it up. Yeah, I take that back. Right. So this is me. I'm being accountable. Right. But Dave, you admitted to dip in, as you called it, and really try not to use the term you prefer not to use.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Marilyn and Raquel, have either of you dipped before?
No.
Yes.
All right. Now, Marilyn, was that like exciting or nerve-wracking? And
It
Dave,
was kind of-
same question for Dave. Sorry, Marilyn.
Yeah, it was actually an amazing experience. So it was in Finland. It happened only just once, but it was like it was the first time I went out with this group of people. I was doing a student exchange.
Mhm.
And in Finland, they're really big on, sauna. So it was this whole like sauna experience. You get really hot and everybody was going to run into the lake. And there was these northern lights. Like it was a complete, like, very almost, amazing experience, really.
Okay. Now, Dave, what about you? Was it amazing, exciting, nerve-wracking?
Yeah, I would say
just
a little
speak
bit.
your truth.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for asking, James. It started out a little bit nerve-wracking because, firstly, you never want to be the first person to suggest dipping because it can come across real weird. But, so everyone else is getting ready to dip, and then I'm like, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't do it, maybe I'll do it. And then I decided to do it, but then it's like, human beings, we're born nude. So it's an interesting experience running around nude with a bunch of other nudies.
Right. So we're going to move on to our next basic question.
No follow-ups?
Well, no, I don't want to pry. I don't
Okay.
want to pry.
Thank you.
Do you want to call me a dumb virgin for not skinny dipping?
Me?
Yeah, because I feel like one.
Raquel, I have also never dipped, right? And Raquel, remember using the term dipping.
Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
dipping.
Raquel, I think it'd be good if you apologized to David.
Dave, I'm so sorry. The way I said that was so not body positive, and I apologize.
It's okay. I know you clearly have good intentions.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, that was probably one of the best apologies I've ever done. But anyways, yeah. What?
Okay, well, let's look. If there's no follow up, you acknowledge that. I'll bring up a follow up question. Racquel, is there a situation in which you think you could find yourself perhaps participating in some dipping?
I don't know where the
Now,
bodies
that could mean
of water.
chewing tobacco, James.
Right.
You want to disambiguate that?
Please
Yes, I
clarify.
will disambiguate that. Is there a situation in which you could find yourself getting into a pool or a body of water without any clothing on?
I don't know. Maybe if I was on a sexy little getaway with someone, but I can't. I feel like I'm too old to maybe just do it in public. I don't know. I don't know. God, I'm so new at this.
Let's follow up. Again, this is about, speaking our truths. I want to go to our two dippers here, Marilyn and Dave. Do you think there's an age
Dipper
limit?
Dave.
Should we feel too old to dip? Marilyn, let's go to you.
I don't think so, but there's a context to it. It's true. Like, I don't think I would, like, I don't recall haven't done it since then. And that was like, 15 years ago or something. But yeah, like Racquel said, there's, if you go out, if you're alone, if you're alone next to a lake and you're with somebody, or even if you're by yourself, there's like, you might want to do it. But so I don't think you can be too old, really. But there's
okay. Dave, let's go to you. What do you think?
I think you're never too old to dip, but you have to keep in mind you have to dip around like-aged people within, you can probably use that old divide by 2, add 7 rule to figure out who is appropriate to dip with and who's not appropriate to dip with.
Yeah, we want to be very appropriate with who we're dipping. Now, I want to acknowledge the chat here because we're acknowledging everyone here, and I would say that the people watching, they're also part of the at-home team. Our friend Jay Voorhees 88 writes, James, let's dip. So I've been invited to go swimming naked with someone.
Now, how old, Jay Voorhees? How old are you?
All right, so we're gonna get an answer soon.
Because it might be a kid.
It is not a kid, and he is not a kid. I don't want to speak for Jason, so that would be wrong of me to. I have an idea of how old he is, but I'm not going to speak for him. That'd be wrong.
No, so you got to remember, divide by 2, add 7.
Now, coming in from the chat, this is from Abel Abe. They write, quote, maybe your team building exercise is a dip together. Now,
well, I'd like to think that this is sort of, I feel nude in front of everybody because I'm revealing all of my secrets.
Speaking our truth
like
can be very
emotional
vulnerable,
dip.
like taking your clothes off.
Yeah.
But for hypothetical purposes, what's a situation in which we would all be going swimming naked together?
Well, you'd have to learn how to swim, James.
Right, so maybe I wouldn't be able to participate.
No, there's
James,
probably
you can't swim?
a short, a shallow end of the pool.
Yeah, now hold on here, Dave. Dave, you just outed me as not being able to swim.
Oh,
No. Dave, you outed me.
I'm so sorry, James.
Now,
Marilyn,
that was not known. Racquel was shocked, and Racquel, you laughed at me a little bit.
It was more of a shock, like a not like a ha ha ha.
Now, Marilyn, I want you to go to you as our accountability officer. What do you think the appropriate follow-up is for Dave and Racquel?
Oh, goodness. At this point, I'm not sure. I mean, how do you feel? You can express how you feel about this information that has been revealed, James, please. And then we can see.
I would say that prior to about 20 minutes ago, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But when Dave confronted me for outing him for his drug use and for having COVID-19, it really opened my eyes to what outing people's information can do. So it's really changed my scope of things. So I guess for me, it's about fairness.
Well, I
want to say that I'm not a great swimmer, too. I wouldn't want to get caught. Like, I mean, I can paddle around, but there's no way I'm crossing a lake on my own. So I feel that swimming is a thing that either you manage to practice it as a kid or not, and then, I don't know. So no shame in that.
I have to say that it was probably really refreshing for you that you got to admit that you're not a great swimmer. Dave did not give me that same luxury.
I would like to take this opportunity to formally apologize to you, James, because I know what it's like to have some information about myself revealed to 5 viewers, and I'd really like.
Well, hold on, 5 viewers that are currently Twitch members. There could be other people watching. They don't get clocked.
Sure, I'm sure the millions of people watching this show who now know this information, I would like to apologize to you for letting those people know that you can't swim like
well, maybe
most
part
other
of the
adults.
team building could be that Raquel and Dave teach me and Marilyn to swim.
There.
Hey, I love that.
That sounds
Not
good.
that I'm not great at it, but I'll teach you what I know. I feel like I got a pretty basic level of swimming. Who wants to do cross country swimming? You know what I mean? I got exhausted when Marilyn, when you said, you know, people crossing the lake. No, that's why are people still doing that? Forget it. Learn how to doggy paddle. You're fine.
Now,
Tread water. That's what I meant.
Coming
Sorry.
in from the chat from Thomas Barnwell, he writes, quote, "If you can't swim, you can dip while riding a bike." Then he goes on to write, "If you can ride a bike." So Thomas is a friend of the show. And Marilyn, what do you think? I feel like Thomas is maybe taking a shot at me there.
Is that how you feel?
Why is
You know
that?
what? You're right. You know what? You're right. I guess it's the way that we interpret it, because to him it could be, oh, if you know how to ride a bike, right? So maybe I'm projecting because I'm feeling maybe a little vulnerable.
Why, James?
Almost,
do you not know how
almost
to ride
as
a
if
bike?
I was dipping right now. I'm sorry, David. You were saying?
Do you not know how to ride a bike?
I do know how to ride a bike. Well, there is the citywide naked bike ride at night, right? Has anyone ever seen that?
No.
There's a nude bike ride that happens in Montreal. I was sitting on a terrace outside of a bar once, and I turned and hundreds of cyclists drove by naked on a bike.
How did you feel? Did you love it?
I don't know if I loved it, but I thought it was a situation of you don't see that every day.
Yeah, totally. I don't know how I
Like the
feel
No
about
Pants
it.
Metro ride. I've been wanting to see that.
Oh, I wasn't aware there was a No Pants Metro ride.
Yeah. I forget
Okay.
what day it is, but you can look that up.
All right, that could
What?
be, maybe that could be an activity for us to enjoy. Now, I do want to say we are roughly 41 minutes into this episode, and we have got through one question out of over 200.
Okay, ask another one.
Dave, are you okay with that if we ask another question? Or would you like to continue talking about the subject at hand?
No, you can ask another one.
All right. So this is part of the basics category. This is another interesting one. If you could redesign your bedroom, what would you add?
I would like James to answer first. With the face that you made, I want you.
Yeah. Okay, so I think, there's also a fun category. And if you ask me, this question shouldn't be in the basics category. It should be in the fun.
Oh.
I think if I could redesign my bedroom, what would I add? You know what? This might bite me in the, pardon my French, the backside if I were to have a guest over. But I think it would be really fun to decorate my bedroom like maybe like a bachelor pad, almost like something from the late 70s, early 80s. It looks like kind of a basement bungalow or something like that. Like a lot of
Carpet?
groovy tones, shag carpeting, right? I think that could be
Waterbed?
I think a waterbed in theory is fun. In practice, not so much. You probably have some very poor lumbar support. But I think maybe like something that maybe like a couple Penthouse magazines sprawled out as like a joke. I think I would decorate my bedroom to look like kind of like a bachelor bedroom, but as a joke. Yeah.
That's
Eric.
fun.
Yeah,
I think that's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
And look, this is about our truths, right? And I wanted to speak my truth to everyone.
That's
It really
beautiful.
sounds like a joke.
Well, now, Dave, I want to confront you. That tone felt, what was that tone? I'm reading into that tone.
What do you mean?
Well, you said sounds like a joke.
Yeah.
It felt sarcastic. It felt like you were
Well, it
judging
just
my
seems
answer.
as though, I want to. You're a bachelor. If you don't, sorry if I'm outing you.
You once again. Now, this is something we've talked about this on the show ad nauseum, right? But anything could have changed in this show from the last time I had talked about it. So this is the second time you've outed some of my information.
I apologize. I didn't realize that it was private information that you've been single for a while.
I want to acknowledge that I'm not bothered by the fact that I'm single, right? I think that, and I don't want to project, I feel like there might be other single people on this panel.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you suggest that making your room into a bachelor room when you yourself are a bachelor and you happen to have penthouse magazines strewn about, when I can only imagine that a bachelor like yourselves enjoys thumbing through those magazines.
Okay. Now that's, again, you're making a lot of assumptions about me.
These are assumptions, sure.
Because I'm a bachelor, that I would leaf through penthouse magazines, when I think whether you're part of a relationship or not, people enjoy looking through magazines of an adult flavor.
Not me.
Because you use the web.
I use the web. I don't waste paper.
Now, Dave, I want to confront you. I noticed that you didn't confront Marilyn for outing you.
Oh, everybody knows I use the web.
All right. Okay, but I do want to say I want to clarify something David mentioned. He said that as a bachelor having a bachelor pad, what I mean when I say it, because I don't think bachelor pads are a thing that are really relevant in 2022. I'm talking about a maybe prototypical bachelor pad of a bygone era. So I'll clarify. I don't want to make this about me, but Marilyn, I'm going to basically, I'm going to pass the ball to you now. If you could redesign your bedroom, what's something that you would do to spruce or spice it up?
Okay, it's mostly like a practical thing. I've been like dreaming about this, but I'd like to have my bed higher in the air, just to have like a closet underneath it, like high enough that I could have like some, some space underneath there. And it's just such a waste, all that above air space, and I would like to use that.
No.
But I don't want to have like a mezzanine bed. That's too high. Like I don't want to fall. I don't want to have to use a ladder. Okay. So it needs to be like high enough that I could have a little staircase, but not a ladder.
Staircase.
Okay. That came as advertised. That was very practical, and it's a good use of space.
So yeah, we'll
all
see.
Right. Marilyn, would you like to pass the speaking ball to Racquel?
Yes.
Thank you, Marilyn. You guys, we're doing a really good job. I feel like we're all so connected right now.
Yeah.
I want a California king bed. I think that's what it's called. Like a massive bed. Maybe there's an even bigger one than that. I know they're all named after like places in California. I think. Maybe I made that up, but I want a huge bed. I want a huge room and a huge bed. Sorry, what?
And no, I was going to say maybe Dave could speak to that because he was recently in California.
I was. Thanks for outing me, James.
Oh, fuck. James.
Okay, you're right. I shouldn't have outed
Despite
Dave
the fact that I'm sitting in front of the Golden Gate Bridge.
You're right. I should not, Dave, have outed you for having visited another location before you had the chance to talk about it yourself.
But I was in California, and I also have a king-size bed.
All right,
Lucky.
Dave, would you like to talk about one way that you would redesign your bedroom? Racquel, if you
I
want...
wasn't done.
Oh, I apologize.
Oh, my God. First, this guy. Hey, so I'd also like a canopy over my giant bed. Remember those, like those princess canopies that children have? I never had one, and I'd love one, please. Now I'm done. How we know this? I'm going to pass the ball to Dave.
I'd mount a TV on my wall.
Nice.
All right, let's.
Here you go, James.
I already gave my answer.
No, you're giving it back to you.
Right. So I've got the ball back. Now we're gonna move on as time begins to escape us. This is now part of our great questions to get to know someone category. So we had basic, and now this is the great questions to get to know someone as part of our team building night. All right, so let's. I agree. So Here we go. For everyone, what is the strangest food combination you enjoy?
Oh,
Now, sometimes food is a matter of maybe embarrassment for some, where they're like, oh, I like putting peanut butter on my French fries, and they're subjecting themselves like, oh, that's so weird. I don't think, based on the work that we've done today, we're going to food shame anyone.
maybe. I don't know. I'm learning a lot about myself, and I don't trust myself right now.
Well, that's why we're here, right? Raquel is to learn
You're
about
right.
ourselves and others. So I'm going to reverse the order. Dave, I'm going to send the ball back to you.
Thank you, James. I don't do any too weird combinations. Most of my combinations are pretty vanilla. But sometimes I'll just eat a block of cheese.
Well, hold on, but that's not a combination.
All right, well, let me think of a combination. I made nachos, but instead of, I didn't have any sour cream, so I used Greek yogurt.
Yeah, now that's something that someone might go, ooh, yuck.
Who would say that?
I don't know, someone.
Tell me who said that.
Well, maybe someone who is maybe, I don't know, very strict about what they're putting their Greek yogurt or tzatziki on.
Well, if I meet that guy, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
Well, now you're projecting that it's a guy. It could be anyone.
No, I meant but you're right. I meant the royal guy.
Like that guy.
Yeah. Anybody. It could be anybody.
I understand.
But you're correct.
Okay.
The person.
So Greek
Place your thing.
yogurt on a nacho plate.
Yeah.
All right. Was it flavored like lime or coconut?
No. It was good.
Okay, so we're going reverse order. Dave, would you like to pass the ball back to Raquel?
Thank you, Dave. My favorite weird combination, I think, is like ice cream and pickles. I don't have them together, but I do have one after another. Maybe pickles with any. I love pickles.
I also love pickles.
Look at that. What
Mhm.
kind?
Probably dill pickle.
Nice. Okay. Like the hard, crunchy ones.
Yeah, but you know what? I've enjoyed a bread and butter pickle. I'll eat a gherkin pickle. I don't mind. Maybe a sour pickle or a spicy pickle, a half sour. Sure.
I don't like sweet
Not
pickles.
sweet. I hate sweet pickles.
I don't mind them in an isolated way. Marilyn, what about you? Sweet pickles, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 2 and 2.
I respect that.
All right.
Yeah.
So Raquel, you're going with pickles and ice cream.
Yeah. Or I would tack pickles onto anything, really.
I put
I
pickles
always
in
am.
2 things today.
What?
One was a hamburger,
Okay, fair.
and the other was a chicken salad for a chicken salad sandwich.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Oh, delicious.
It added an extra
Yeah.
crunch to the texture.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
All right.
Pickles I love pickles.
Raquel, would you like to pass the ball to Marilyn now?
Yes.
So Marilyn,
Thank you, Raquel.
You're welcome,
unusual
Marilyn.
food combinations.
Okay, so I really like, the taste of like soy sauce, like umami. That taste is like my favorite taste. And I love it with rice. Like rice is my favorite food, just rice and soy sauce. But I realized that I also love the taste of soy sauce on pasta.
Oh,
So because we're so used to having it with rice, but I discovered that I also enjoy it on pasta. So I will have spaghetti and soy sauce sometimes.
Look, and look again, we don't have to be ashamed of our food combinations, right? Like Marilyn, you're cracking yourself up a little bit, right? But we've had, Dave with his Greek yogurt on nachos, Raquel with pickles and ice cream, and then we've got soy sauce on pasta.
I don't know about this soy sauce on pasta thing.
Yeah, do you want to ask more questions? What is it about it for you?
I just don't know if I like it.
Yeah, I can understand. For me, you don't associate those two things together. But
I'm trying hard not to judge you right now.
Marilyn, it's not me who's judging you. It's like every Italian person in my family yelling at me who's judging. It's not me, though. It's not me.
But hold on, I want to
But
say
it's
something.
there.
I want to say something here. Now, I think when we hear the idea of pasta, we think spaghetti or rigatoni, but oftentimes we enjoy Asian dishes that are noodle based that has some form of soy sauce on it. So Marilyn, I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we're used to, we can have vermicelli or udon with soy sauce, and that's okay. But I will say that I have it with like, Italian type pasta. I do. Because I really like pasta and I really like soy sauce, and I think it works.
You ever
So
have
Raquel,
soy
you're
sauce?
saying-
You ever have
it's a bit
soy
of a-
sauce lasagna?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Sounds very wet. It
Yeah.
sounds very wet. Now, Raquel, you're saying you wouldn't want some raviolis smothered in soy sauce?
I try it once, but I couldn't tell anyone about it. And I wish that was a joke, but it's not. Like, I feel like my Nona would hit me.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only person who I would allow to like smack me as an adult. Like in like a not,
Sure.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's very brave of you for admitting that.
That I'd let my Nona hit me. Yeah.
It's very brave, right? Right?
Yeah.
Did you ever go dipping?
I'm sure she has. There's no way she hasn't. She grew up in Italy. I'm sure that's like how she goes to sleep. She pictures her and all her friends dipping.
Right.
Nice.
Well,
Oh, cute.
So cute.
Maybe
So
maybe we
cute.
can get confirmation on that next time you're on the show, Raquel, if your grandmother has gone dipping.
Yeah, I'll ask her. She'll love that.
All right. So it's only fair that now, Marilyn, you brought it up at the beginning of the show. You want to hear me answer the question. So I guess it's my turn to answer maybe an unusual food combination. So I will grab the speaking ball.
Oh yes, here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, this is not something I've done in a many instances, but I've eaten a hot dog with peanut butter on it.
I like peanut butter a lot too. So
Right. And I think we think peanut butter, it's like, oh, it's a dessert thing, but peanuts go on a variety of sometimes salads or again, Asian dishes or stir fry, right? Peanut butter is just another condiment or spread. Now, Raquel, I couldn't help but notice you made a real face.
I made not such a face.
If there was
Me?
playback, I'd play it back.
Look, I'm trying so hard not to judge. I don't know what part scares me the most, the hot dog or the peanut butter on the hot dog. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Do you see what I'm getting at?
And I wanted to do what everyone else had an opportunity to do, which was to provide their strange food combination in a judgment-free zone.
Totally. And you know what? Sorry, James, let me apologize. I should have provided you the exact same space I provided Dave and Marilyn, and I didn't do that. And I'm so sorry. I feel like I've been a little bit spicy with you tonight, and
I accept your apology.
I'm so sorry.
Now,
I'm so sorry.
Dave, what do you think about peanut butter on a hot dog?
I mean, I've never had it. Would I try it? Probably not.
Not even one bite?
Doesn't interest me.
Not even one bite.
I don't think so. Well, you're gonna take
Nah.
one bite of a hot dog and then leave it alone?
Well, I just find it, no, maybe you could just put maybe you make your hot dog, you put a bit on the edge of the hot dog, take a bite, and if you don't like it, you can then top it with mustard or whatever condiment that you like.
Seems like a lot of effort.
Well, I mean, you've eaten like a lot of organ meat and brain and things like that. I find this is almost less adventurous than that.
I mean, I guess teach their own.
All right, Raquel, let's go to you.
Thank you so much. How was the hot dog prepared? Because I was picturing it just like boiled. Maybe if it were like grilled, like
It was a grilled hot dog.
Okay, I'd have a bite of one, but I'd have to be pretty stoned. I don't think
right.
I could eat that like
Sober.
sober is the word. Yes.
Yeah, Marilyn. Now, Marilyn, what about you? Would you eat the peanut butter hot dog?
See, I was gonna ask a follow-up question in a way. Like, I love trying stuff, and sometimes I don't think about it, but I would definitely try it. And I'm curious if people, are adventurous with their food or not. Like, I mean,
Yeah. Well, because this is the thing. People often like a sweet and savory combination. And a grilled hot dog, all the nitrates coming. My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
See, my thing is I don't like a sweet... I'm adventurous with my food, but I don't like a sweet combination. Like, I don't like fruit in salad.
Oh, I like a
Put
fruit in a
fruit in
salad.
bread.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love hot cross buns.
I've never had a hot cross bun.
Well, 'tis the season, right? Easter's coming up, synonymous with Easter.
Okay, cool.
We've got one more question in the fun category. Now, this is really one of the all-time fun questions. And it goes, if you won the lottery, what would you do first? So I'm going to loop it back around. I'm going to send the ball back to Marilyn.
Well, that's a good, that's a good one. I guess I probably would just like buy a house, maybe something that
Well,
seems like something.
How much are we winning here, James?
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, that's it also.
Well, it's true, right? I mean, I guess the implication is when you win the lottery, it's that it's a large amount of money that you would never need to worry about life ever again, right? There was, I believe, the Lotto Max recently in Quebec was worth $60 million.
So 60 mil. Let's say 60 mil.
Okay. Marilyn, you've won $60 million.
Yeah. I think I would still do that. I think like, it just feels like it's something that I don't know that I might not have like in my lifetime. We'll see. But yeah, like buy a house. I think
Okay.
And have some good food. Have somebody like, have a cook. Get a cook.
That's a great answer. All right. Racquel, you're up. Here we go with the speaking ball.
Thank you. James, you're going to love this one. I'd get a boob job, a nose job, hair plugs just at the front. Actually, no, maybe some at the back. I want to look like a little slutty Bratz doll. I'm not joking. I'm being dead serious. If I had $60 million, I'd fucking do it. I swear over my life. I don't know why I put my hand up as if I own a Bible and it's here, but I sure do those things. You know what else I do?
Yeah.
No, that's probably gross to say. I'll say it.
Racquel, this is about admitting our truths. Okay,
so I saw when I was watching an adult film, 2 separate adult films. I saw
on the web.
Yeah. Of course.
You didn't see an adult film in a magazine?
Well, hold on. It could have been a DVD, a Blu-ray, a VHS. It could have been in theaters, Dave.
Oh,
I know.
Well, it just sounded like your response felt like you were mocking me.
No.
But I do feel like maybe, James, your comment sounded like it could have been in print. So maybe Dave's not completely off for throwing you under the bus.
I was just asking a question.
We're going to have to agree to disagree then. Racquel, continue. You were watching an adult feature.
I was watching 2 separate adult features, not at the same time. No, not at the same time, but maybe even back to back. Who's to say? But did you know you can turn this is so gross. Your butthole, you can make the surrounding area into a heart. Did you know you can do that?
No.
And then, James, hear me out. There's one more.
Hold on. You're saying James as if I'm judging. We're all paying attention right now. And Dave is the one rubbing his eyes.
Because he loves it.
And you could shape your areola also as hearts.
That's what I want. I just think it'd be so cute. And everyone be like...
But when you say you can do that...
Someone can do it for you. I still don't know who does it, but they'll do... Listen, they'll do it. That's the thing. They'll turn anything into a heart these days. I think it'd be pretty sick. So I'd also get one of my tattoos removed.
So I've got a question.
For me or for James?
For you.
Ask away.
If you have a heart-shaped butthole.
Yes.
And you just happen to go to the washroom, you're defecating, a number 2. Does it come out like a long sort of...
No.
Like something from like a Play-Doh set?
Yeah.
I want that now. That's not what I was thinking about, but actually I want that. Someone can make that happen, right?
You shit hearts?
I would love to shit hearts.
I mean, it's pretty romantic.
So we're going to recap here, Racquel. You intend on getting breast augmentation.
Yeah.
Some form of a rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
Hair plugs. Yeah. Yep. And you're going to have your anus altered.
Well, the color, you know how like anuses are a different color? Like that. And my nips. I think it'd be so cute to just have like hearts. Also, I'd like to buy an apartment. That'd be cool.
All right. So you're going to buy an apartment.
But that's after, if you have money left over from the surgery.
Yes. My priorities are change your entire physicality.
Yeah.
And then live in a house or an apartment.
All right. Dave, you're up. The speaking ball is coming your way.
I'd probably invest it.
Oh, in what?
You know, sort of a low risk ETF of the S&P 500.
In order to do what later with more money?
Well, you know, Inflation's pretty high. If you're sitting on a wad of cash, you know, you're losing what, 7% of that money a year.
Dave is very responsible of you.
Oh, and I'd buy a boat.
Okay, well, what kind of boat? A speedboat?
Yeah, a speedboat.
All right, okay. So not like a yacht or anything like that. Just something fun to take on.
$60 million. You'd run out of money.
You could
You
take
know,
it
if
out
my
on the lake.
investments did well, I'd buy a yacht.
All right, so this yacht purchase and boat purchase is predicated on how well you do with your $60 million investment.
Yeah. The market's doing well.
All right, it's very responsible spending.
Thank you.
All right, I guess now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, David. You know what? This is going to be really, really simple. I think what I would do is I'd probably throw a big party at first, and I'd have it catered with a lot of fun food.
Hey,
I didn't
be there.
Yeah, Marilyn, of course you'd be invited. Racquel, I'd probably just say, I'll buy you a train ticket down. You know what? We'll say a flight. How about a flight?
Oh, I would love that much more than a train. Perfect.
There you go. And then Dave, I would say, why don't you come pick me up?
Would you not hire an Uber?
No, I think it would be more
Limo?
fun for you and me to go down as friends. And you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go even bigger. I'm gonna rent out a really lavish place in Montreal's Old Port.
But I wouldn't be able to have a couple of cups of wine, though.
Well, this is what I would do. I'd hire a limo to pick us up afterwards, but you still have to drive me there.
Awesome.
That's what I would do. I'd throw a great big party.
That's really
Would there
great.
be a DJ?
Oh.
That's a great question. Yeah, it'd be I'd probably get a DJ to play a lot of fun music.
You
Probably
should
be a
get
lot
a-
of one hit wonders that everyone could enjoy.
You should see if Pitbull's available.
Oh, Mr. 305.
Mr. 305.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I have enough money to pay Pitbull, but I feel like that would be a bad investment, Dave.
I mean, you know, money doesn't go with you to the grave.
Yeah, right. As they often say, you can't take it with you.
Exactly. Or money
You gotta
doesn't
book
go with
Mr.
you to the
Worldwide.
grave.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Well, yeah, that's the yeah. I mean, Dave, you've been reinventing a lot of terms and sayings today, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to know what kind of location you're thinking. Are you thinking like, you know, like one of those like old port, like right on the water, like kind of like rooms, or you're thinking like a fancy hotel?
Yeah,
or
I
like
was maybe thinking like an auberge, like some type. And imagine that I could rent out the entire auberge and we all sleep there in our separate rooms, and then we have a catered breakfast in the morning.
You know, I got a story about an auberge.
Okay, well, I think we've got a bit of time, right? And I think this is a fun way to. I think if we all just kind of shake off all the let's just shake everything off. Let's end with a fun story, Dave. Yeah.
So at this summer camp that I went to, we would have one night out per semester.
You had
session.
semesters
There
at
was
a
like
summer camp.
There was 4 2-week sessions a year. Well, we call them semesters. We didn't call them that, but I'm calling it now. Anyway, we had one night off, and we go into the town of Saint-Sever, and
Which is right near where I grew up.
right near where you grew up. I wasn't going to out you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for not outing where a city of where I grew up nearby.
well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So there was this place that all the camp would go to called Auberge de la. I don't want to say the name. It was just called Auberge something.
Now, why don't you want to say the name?
Well, because of what's coming next in this story.
All right. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So one time, my buddy Julian comes back from Auberge, and he's like, "We can never go back to the Auberge." And the people at the camp has been going there for years. And it turns out that someone at the Auberge pulled out a gun on my buddy Julian.
Oh.
And how old were you then?
Well, you know, Julian was too young to be hanging out with these guys. They didn't abide by the divide by 2 add 7 rule.
Whoa.
Yeah, Racquel, let's go to you for a follow-up question or concern.
A couple concerns, but my main question is an auberge a hotel or a hostel? What is that?
Who cares?
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Best I don't know.
It's essentially a hotel, for lack of a better term.
Okay, like a teen hotel.
No, it's like a a very fancy, like a better breakfast hotel experience.
Okay,
but not like someone's home that's converted to a B&B. It's like it is the best of a B&B inside of a hotel.
Okay,
very very fancy, classy. Yeah.
Thank you. No further questions.
That would be my preferred hotel experience. Would be an auberge.
Huh. Okay.
Well, I thought that Dave, you were going to end things on a fun note. It sounds
fun.
like it's fun for your friend Julian. Well, guys, we only got through 4 out of 250 questions. I think it's fair to say we might have to have a follow-up team building event sometime soon. Would we like to agree to continue building this team?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right. Any final words, Dave? I'm going to pass the ball back to you for the final words, and then you'll pass to Racquel, and then Racquel to Marilyn.
I just appreciate how honest and forthright all of y'all have been on this this exercise. I feel like we've all been on a bit of a journey together, and we started this off, we were basically strangers, and now I feel like we're basically friends. So I'll pass the ball to Racquel.
Wow. Thanks. Guys, what an honor to just get to spill and, dare I say, dip alongside my new friends. This has been, wow, really, really special. I feel better. I hope you do. Marilyn, coming your way.
Thank you. I've been loving this ball. I think it has really centered us, and we've taken time to, give each other time, and that's been lovely. And like Dave said, I think we're growing closer, and I want to learn more about you all, especially you, James.
Wait a second. Guys, I think we're being reeled further into James's cult.
Not really.
No, not again.
I think this whole thing, he's been throwing us into our heads, making us question ourselves, making us give us information.
You called me a dumb virgin, and that's why.
I said nothing of the sort. Marilyn is our accountability officer. How do you respond to this?
Well, I mean, we'll have to see if you use any of this information against us, but in order to get us back on the show even more often than we do. We'll see how that goes. But here's the ball, and you can say your truth.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I want to acknowledge that I understand that I've got some work to do to undo the concern that Dave has brought up, that Racquel, you seem to be also concerned with. Marilyn, I appreciate that you're giving me the benefit of the doubt. So from me to all of you, David, Racquel, and Marilyn, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for opening not only your truths up to me and the viewers and each other, but opening up your heart, because I think we have to cherish what's in our heart, for better or for worse. And I really hope that we can come together and do this again sometime in the near future.
Lovely.
Thank you. So for Marilyn, Racquel, and David, this has been our show. We're going to continue building this team to make sure that no one else leaves, because no one can ever leave this show.
Oh my God.
Until then, I am James. You are here. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye, good night, farewell, and be well.
I know that was